Hello, everyone, and welcome and thank you for attending the 5 Powerful Holiday E-Commerce Tips webinar. My name is Nunez, and I am the Customer Success Manager here at Nexternal. It's an exciting time of year. As we all know, the holidays are the Super Bowl when it comes to e-commerce. Every year we've seen an increase in online sales during the holiday season, and this year is no different, as we're slated again to show double-digit year-over-year growth as online sales continue to tap into the retail brick-and-mortar industry. This gets me super excited. Really, I love seeing all of the hard work that our merchants put in throughout the year, finally start to really pay off during the fourth quarter. So I love seeing it as the Customer Success Manager because, really this is really when it happens for a lot of our merchants. As business owners, I'm sure you're always constantly trying to improve your business, but with the holidays just around the corner, you may be devoting some extra time or some extra attention towards fine-tuning your store, and hopefully this webinar will help you focus some of that attention in the right areas. The 5 tips that I'm going to share with you are not technically just for the holidays. The 5 things we're going to discuss will not only help you maximize sales during the holiday season, but they will also help you maximize sales through the new year and into the following year. So sometimes you just need to hear people say it to actually have it ring true. And if I was in your shoes, I would focus my attention on making sure these things are dialed in at this point so you can maximize the fourth quarter. So I hope I can get your attention for the next 30 to 45 minutes or so while we go through these 5 tips. Again, I'm sure you're all very, very busy. The GoToMeeting panel has a questions section, so if you'd like to ask some questions, you can do that, and we can try to attack some of those at the end of the presentation. I'm going to move pretty quick, so throw those questions in there. If there's something you're not sure of, put a question in, but I'm also going to record this webinar so I can provide you with a link to a video when we are done here, and you can revisit or just kind of reaffirm some of the things we spoke about. So let's go ahead and jump into the tips. And tip number 1, clean up your image. Now, some of you may already be cringing in guilt because your images need work, and you're thinking to yourself, boy, Ty, why did you have to come out of the gate and call me out like that? But really, as the Customer Success Manager, it's the biggest issue I see with our clients. If your images are bad, now is the time to clean them up and do something about it. Do not go through the holidays with the same images you had, the same image problems that you had, and expect a different result. Things are going to be the same. As the Customer Success Manager, again, people make these mistakes over and over again. Shoppers are becoming much more intelligent when it comes to buying online. They need to see more information. They're not going to go with distorted, tiny little images any longer. So clean up your images. I mentioned tiny. The first phase of that is to increase the size of your images. Now, people always ask me, what is the correct size? What is the correct size? There is no correct size. There's no ideal size that works for every business. You just have to try to make them as large as possible to fit on the page. Now, what you're currently looking at here is 2 Nexternal storefronts that were viewed on the same size screen. Now, I want to repeat that. It's the same size screen that you're viewing this on. The company on the left, they are not doing anything wrong. They have a very clean site, but the company on the right has more vibrant images. Their images do a better job of selling their products. So again, the people on the left, they're not doing anything wrong, but the people on the right, it's more engaging, it's more entertaining. The size is much more appealing to the eyes. A stat that I recently heard is that we, as humans, we process images 60,000 times faster than we process text. So what that tells me, and it should tell you as a merchant, is to utilize the space you have on the page with imagery, not with text. So the first tip, the first part of cleaning up your images is going to be to add larger images to the page. Another thing is, I don't think anyone's ever said, wow, that image online is too big. So so definitely do that. And then the second portion to that is to add more product views. Now, if you're an external client, you may be familiar with what we call the image gallery, and this is the ability to show multiple views of the same product, like we're seeing here on the screen with the Russell Wilson jersey. You don't want to just show one view of your product. Again, people are becoming more intelligent. Now, you may say to yourself, well, you know, I kind of accomplished all my goals with that one view. Whether you're selling a bottle of wine, you can always improve and always add more views. Give the person as close to a real life experience as you possibly can. The only way you can do that online is really through some of the imagery. So try your best to provide multiple images and multiple views to show some of the important details about your product that they can't typically get online. The next part of that is show real world views. Now, again, the people on the left, the image on the left, there's nothing wrong with that image. However, your eyes go to the image on the right. Showing a real world, your products in a real-time environment is much more impactful. Again, I'll use the term engaging and entertaining. One of these images engages clients and entertains them. Now, this is the image that you're seeing on the right here is obviously a professional graphic. It's a professional stage, but it doesn't always have to be that elaborate. You can just show a bottle of your wine in the tasting room. Show a shirt on a model versus just on a white background. Those things help customers get engaged. It helps entertain them, and ultimately that results in them coming back to you, not just for the products, but because it's a pleasant shopping experience. So show some of those real world views, and people will enjoy shopping on your site a little bit more. And then the other part of that, and if you've spoken with me before, you know I'm a huge proponent on product video. The only thing I think better than a product image is a product video. It gives you so many more opportunities to get across what you want to say in just a short snippet of video. Now, you know that people are much more likely, if they see this video next to that text, they're going to watch that video. And so if you have the ability to add product video, please do so. It's very impactful. People consume data more than ever, and it'll have a significant bearing on your conversion rates. Now, talking about product video, it does not have to be an elaborate production. I had a blog article recently that basically I took my iPhone, I took whatever I could find in my office, I used iMovie, I created a video and had that thing up online in less than 30 minutes. So it doesn't have to be an elaborate production. It just has to give the shopper something that they cannot get by just looking at imagery. It could just be even you standing there in front of the camera describing the product. So product video is definitely an enhancement that I encourage that a lot of shoppers do. Now, cleaning up your images, again, we want to add larger images. We want to add more views of our products. We want to show some real world environment views, and then, if possible, add product video. Now, I say this as gently as possible, but it doesn't matter where you are as far as product imagery is concerned. You can improve. So, again, get out there, improve your images. If you have 10,000 products, just take your top 10, take your top 20, improve the images for those items for the holiday season, and I'll guarantee you'll see a higher conversion rate on those products. So tip number 2, shipping intervention. So I've come out of the gate and I've hit 2 of the most sensitive spots that I've found when talking with our customers during our customer success management meetings is imagery and shipping. You need to have a serious look at your shipping policies during the holiday season. And let's face it, shoppers are, again, they're becoming more intelligent, and they will actually seek out shipping promotions during this holiday season more than ever. All of the major retailers will be offering some kind of promotion this holiday season, and really you need to do the same thing. When I say shipping promotion, people think instantly free shipping. And a lot of times as small merchants or mid-sized merchants, we just can't afford that. Shipping is a very, very expensive cost. And so what you need to do is get creative with ways that you actually offer shipping promotions. What you can do is you can make sure you get something out of it. And what I mean by that is promote free shipping on a certain line of products. So if you have, let's say, your closeout sections, or you have a product that you have, a 60% profit margin on, offer free shipping when products are purchased out of those specific categories, so you're offsetting some of the cost that is incurred with the shipping promotion. The other thing to do is have a threshold in place that makes sense for your business. So you can see Target on the left here, they offer free shipping on all orders over $50. And what a lot of merchants do is they just come up with a number. They say, well, I'll just make it $25, or I'll just make it $50. What you need to do is strategize a little bit better. Find out what your average order price is. So if your average order is $50, don't give free shipping on $50 orders. Give free shipping on $100 or more. So what you're doing is you are doubling your average order price to offset, again, the cost that is incurred with free shipping. So think about your thresholds and think about getting something out of the promotion that you actually offer. The second part to your shipping intervention, and this is a mistake that I think a lot of merchants make because they just want to quote prices, but you need to offer expedited options and you need to provide delivery estimates. So during the holiday season, people want to know how much it's going to cost, can I get it there quicker, and when is it going to arrive? Now, you would assume that shoppers could, if they pick 2 days, second day air, that they're going to know it's going to get there in 2 days. However, you may have some delays in your fulfillment. If they order at midnight, they need to know it's not going to arrive for 3 more days instead of 2. So providing the expedited options, allowing shoppers to get it to themselves quicker, but then also providing an estimate of when that item is going to be there is a convenience that a lot of people love. I'm actually a last-minute shopper in every facet of my life. I wait until the last minute to buy everything. And so knowing, I'm willing to pay a premium to have it delivered quicker, especially if I know when it's going to get there. Amazon is a really good example of that. So if you are an external client, these are just features you just turn on. So it's very easy to activate these features inside of your Nexternal account and test them out during the holidays. The next option is another feature that you can just easily activate inside of the Nexternal system. It's called Preferred Delivery Date. Again, you're going to have shoppers who wait for the last minute. You're also going to have shoppers who just are not home when they order the product. So if you have a highly desired item, I may be on the road when I decide to purchase product from you, and I want to make sure that that product's not sitting on my doorstep for a week while I'm away. So what you want to offer is a preferred delivery date option that allows the shopper to actually pick when they would like that item to be delivered. If you don't have this feature activated or you haven't tested this feature in your Nexternal account, it's a really sharp feature. What it does is it color codes the order in the order management system, letting you know as the shipper, hey, you don't want to ship this out until next week or September 25th, let's say, to get it there by their preferred delivery date. So there's some cool features built around the preferred delivery date. Again, it's easy to activate and very easy to test. So I recommend offering that as a convenience for your shoppers as well. And then another little bell and whistle here is the shopping cart addendum. And this is a feature, again, that is just an on feature with Nexternal. You just turn it on. It's a way to just to kind of nudge the shopper again about a promotion that you may be offering. A lot of customers assume that if you send out a coupon or you put a banner advertisement on your homepage that people are just going to remember that you're offering some type of discount. A lot of times we just skim through websites. We don't read everything. We just kind of skim the content. And so it's possible that people will miss these types of promotions. So the shopping cart addendum is a nice way to, once again, give a nice little nudge that, hey, you're this close to receiving this type of discount. So you can definitely activate that. It's a nice little convenience for the shopper. So shipping intervention. Think about your promotions. Think about what you're going to do to reduce your shipping costs, to incentivize shoppers to buy and encourage them to buy from you. They are going to look for discounts. There's just no way around it. If you're not offering some type of shipping promotion, you're going to lose sales, just as plain as that. Offer the expedited options and the delivery estimates, and then consider the two features, the preferred delivery date and the shopping cart addendum. The third tip is improve your social skills. Now, as a guy who sits behind a computer every day, I could definitely work on my social skills, but I'm not talking about how we interact with other people in our social lives. I'm talking more about social networking, and what we need to do is find ways to maximize our conversion rates and maximize our efforts on social networks. I'll give you a couple stats. I'm not a big stat guy because I think they're kind of, a lot of times they're overblown, but a few stats when it comes to social networking. 1.2 billion people use Facebook, are registered for Facebook, and 800 million of those log in daily. I'd actually bet that some of you have logged in on your phone while we're listening to this webinar. So where else do you know as a merchant your customers are going every day? You know for a fact that your customers will likely log into Facebook or into Twitter every day. Now, they are not coming to your website every day. Just, you look at your numbers, it just doesn't happen, but they are going to these social networks. So as an e-commerce merchant, you need to get in front of your customers in any way possible. So have a social initiative. Maximize your social initiative. If you're on Facebook and Twitter, there's a couple things here, or Pinterest, there's a couple things I'll suggest that you do to help engage and help get more customers. And the first part of that is utilize promoted posts. So once you get on Facebook and you get on Twitter, it's not just about putting up content. There are some advertising strategies built around that now. So promoted posts, very easy. You create a post and you decide on a budget. So you can say, hey, I'd like to spend $5 on this post and get it in front of 500 to 1,000 people, or I want to spend $40 on this post and get it up, get it in front of 6,000 to 15,000 people. So there are some strategies about when you post, about maximizing the eyes that actually see that post. So promoted posts are a good way to go. They're also buy buttons now. So Twitter and Facebook are working at pushing people to the e-commerce areas. Twitter actually just released buy buttons recently. So look into those types of initiatives as well, and see about pointing people specifically to your online store with those buy buttons. The next part to that is encourage social chatter. Now, what a lot of mistakes that merchants make is that they just post on Facebook. They just talk about their product, or they just in a way ask for money. That's not really what you want to do at all times. You want to do things that encourages chatter, encourages people to interact with your posts. Now, it's almost lunchtime here on the West Coast, so I couldn't resist putting up the King's Hawaiian cheeseburger image here because it just looks delicious. But it's an engaging image. It is something that people are going to respond to just off of that image alone. Now, you can do some other things like ask questions. So ask something along with your image that says, hey, how many of you would like to have this for lunch today? You're not telling people to go to your website to purchase. You're just encouraging chatter, and as a result, people will see this post more, and ultimately it'll result in people going to your website to buy the product. So encourage that chatter by asking questions and engaging with those customers. You can also do things like have contests. So an associate of mine, he actually does things like he owns an outdoor store, and what he'll do is he'll take a jar of fishing hooks, and he'll put all those fish hooks in his jar and say, guess how many are in the jar? The winner gets a free hat. And he'll get hundreds and hundreds of posts. And again, he's not technically asking people to go to his store to buy, but he's increasing his brand awareness. He's increasing other people to engage with his posts, and ultimately increasing his Facebook likes and again, brand exposure. So encourage chatter. Don't just ask for the money. Get people interacting with your page. The other part about that is you need to be mobile conscious. And what I'm referring to here is most people access social networks through mobile devices, and merchants make the mistake when they do post on Facebook and Twitter of just linking to non-mobile friendly pages. So with Nexternal, it's very easy because your storefront, you basically just click a button and your mobile store is now activated, so you can link people directly to your mobile store. It'll redirect if you point people to, let's say, your standard homepage. It'll automatically redirect to a mobile friendly page. But if your home page or some of your other pages that you're pointing people towards are not mobile friendly, you need to address that. You need to make sure that your site is optimized for mobile devices. Mobile shopping and mobile browsing on the web is going to outgrow standard browsing. If it hasn't already outgrown it this year, it will outgrow it by next year. So you need to really be cautious and have a pulse on mobile visitors. Analytics and those kind of things will give you a good idea on what devices people are accessing your site through. So make sure everything is mobile friendly so you can maximize that mobile traffic. So social skills, very easy. If you're not on Facebook, if you're not on Twitter, if you're not using it consistently, go out there and do it. It's not going away. It's not going to just magically disappear. You need to get out there and get a social presence. If you already are on Facebook and Twitter, go out and promote your posts, encourage some chatter, and make sure your posts are friendly for mobile devices. The fourth tip, sell on Amazon. And again, if you've spoken with me before, you realize I'm a huge proponent of Amazon. I understand that there is some caution when it comes to selling on Amazon, and as merchants, you might be shaking your head saying, there's just no way I can do this. And I do understand that. I've owned and operated my own business myself. I do understand profit margins. I understand that it's difficult to digest some of the things that Amazon requires of you. But let's face it, it's the king. It is the largest shopping portal available. Some of these numbers I pulled, again, I'm not a big statistics guy, but these numbers just do not lie. You have over 209 million users, and it's one of the places that they're doing everything they can to drive sales to the marketplace. Now, you don't always have to look at it like a sales channel to maximize what you're getting. Use it as a customer retention tool. Use it as a product exposure tool. You know, people who sell unique items, they want to get it in front of the most people, and Amazon is a way to do that. So, you know, rethink the way you think about Amazon and utilize that as a viable channel. If you're already on Amazon, awesome. It is a great channel, and I think you're going to see a huge fourth quarter from Amazon, and therefore their merchants are going to have huge fourth quarters. Another reason is Amazon is positioning its pawns, and what I mean by that is they're virtually giving away devices so people can access Amazon quicker. They're giving away phones. They're giving away tablets. They are making it easy for people to find the Amazon marketplace and buy from you. Now, they do have skin in the game by selling product themselves, but ultimately it's still driving traffic for you. So Amazon is putting themselves in a position to maximize the usage of the Amazon marketplace, and as Amazon is king, it seems to be working pretty well. Amazon also advertises for you. So, you know, in this example here, you'll see that I typed in iPhone accessories, and the second result I see here is Amazon. So Amazon is going to go out. They're going to bid on Google AdWords and Google terms just to drive traffic to the Amazon marketplace, which then drives traffic to you. So Amazon is going to do their part to drive traffic to the marketplace and help you increase sales. So it's another way to maximize your exposure, because now you're not only on Amazon, but you're also technically on Google. During a customer success meeting recently, I don't know if he's on this call, but I had a great talk with one of our merchants about his transition into Amazon, and he's now I don't always encourage this, but he's abandoned his Google AdWords campaign almost entirely because he said Amazon is doing a lot of the work for him. He's selling more than ever on Amazon and through his online store, and it's just been a great experience. So, you know, look at those kind of initiatives and see if that's going to work for you and your profit margins. Selling on Amazon can maybe cut some of the costs that that you have to incur by selling on Google. Okay, managing Amazon orders. Now, if you're already an external client, Nexternal makes managing the orders that come from Amazon relatively easy. So one of the downfalls to selling a ton of product on Amazon is the management of those orders that come from Amazon can be tedious. So not only are you having to sacrifice, let's say, some profits and some profit margin to sell on Amazon, but you also have some increased administration cost. Well, with Nexternal, we eliminate that process. So as orders start to flow in through Amazon, we can pull those orders right into your Nexternal order management system, so you can process them right alongside your everyday orders and get them out the door as quickly as possible. So you're not going to have to devote a lot of extra attention to those Amazon orders once you get the integration in place. Basically, you can run a batch process Amazon orders, your subscription orders, and your standard online orders, all with one big swoop. Once you process those orders inside of Nexternal, we automatically pass that data back up to Amazon, who then notifies the customer that the package is on the way. If you know anything about Amazon at all, they gauge you as a seller, and they'll drive more traffic to you as a seller on Amazon if you fulfill faster. So the better customer service you provide, the faster you fulfill your product, the more likelihood that Amazon is going to suggest traffic to you specifically. So using Nexternal to manage those Amazon orders is a great way to streamline that process. So again, sell on Amazon, consider selling on Amazon during this holiday season. If anything, just give it a try. You know, you may not know what you're missing. If you tried it 5 years ago, it's a lot different now. So, you know, get back on Amazon and give it a shot. I'd highly recommend that to all of our merchants to at least try, no matter what industry you are in. Now, the fifth and final tip is something that a lot of people will cringe at as well, but it's analytics. And really what you need to do is you need to analyze what happens during the holiday season. Every online business should have some kind of analytics in place, and it's likely you do as well. But do you really use that data? A lot of people will just, you know, they'll make a point of getting analytics in place, and, you know, I'll be able to analyze everything I have here, but then they don't ever go back to look at their analytics account. So as a customer success manager, one of the questions I ask is, you know, how does your analytics look? What's going on in your website? And a lot of people cannot answer that. Let's face it, if you view analytics as just data, you're going to get bored and you're not going to come back. So change your mentality around analytics. You need to view analytics as a way to increase your profits. Analyzing your store is just as important as any other part of your online business, and the reason for that is because it provides you with facts. If you compare that to, let's say, a brick and mortar store, brick and mortar is a lot of guesswork. You can't, there's no, you know, you may come up with a radio advertisement that you feel drives traffic to your brick and mortar store, but how do you gauge that? How do you know how much to spend? How do you know what your return is? And you can say, hey, well, you know, I increased sales by this amount after I ran that advertisement, but it could be another factor that contributed to that sales increase. With analytics and with online analytics, it gives you facts. It gives you a hard line. It lets you know what works and what doesn't. Of course, you're going to still use some of that raw intuition. However, this can either nullify or back up your hunch. So get some analytics in place. It's very easy to set up. It's free with Google Analytics, so you may as well have it. So again, never leave home without Google Analytics. Set that up. If you're using another analytics package, great. But get analytics established so you're in a position to analyze what worked well and what did not over the holiday season with your website and your online store. Now, analyze everything. Don't just analyze web traffic and consumer behavior. Analyze your shipping. Analyze the cost that was incurred for shipping, and, you know, can you get it cheaper next year? Analyze your credit card processing. If a lot of times merchants, what they'll do is they'll set up their credit card processing and they'll never look at it again because it's just kind of one of those business operations that just runs itself. Well, if you can get the same technology and the same operations for $500 a month cheaper, let's do it. So there are a lot of ways to analyze things like credit card processing fees and shipping fees and also technology fees. So go in and analyze those processes and see if you can replace certain aspects or fix certain aspects to improve things for next year. And speaking of next year, we have next year's initiatives. So after you get through this whole buzz and things settle down, and you analyze what worked and what didn't work, be sure to set initiatives and set goals for next year. And since we were little kids, people have been telling us, have a goal, have a goal, have a goal. Well, as business owners, we can lose sight of that. And of course, we have a goal for our business to be successful. We need to set attainable goals so we can look and see where we are as business owners. So set goals. Post them on your wall. Every day when you come into your office, you'll have those goals and you'll be able to focus your attention on those initiatives. Increasing sales, decreasing administration costs. Set specific goals so next year when we go through this 5 tips webinar, you'll be able to look at it and say, I did that last year and that worked. So analytics, never leave home without your analytics. Make sure you have that established. Analyze everything and set initiatives and set goals so next year you're in a better position than you are currently. So to recap the 5 powerful e-commerce tips, you can put holiday in there if you'd like, but I just kind of feel like these are 5 tips you as business owners should consider. Clean up your images. I cannot stress that enough. I really think as business owners, even Nexternal, if you go to Nexternal.com, we can do a better job of selling our website through imageries. Have a shipping intervention. Look at those rules and make sure you have a competitive shipping initiative in place so you can grab some of that the traffic that is looking specifically for shipping deals. Improve on your social skills. The numbers do not lie when it comes to social networking. Get out there, get on social networks, and get those people into your store. Sell on Amazon. Just give it a shot. I'm positive that you're going to see some results off of there, and hopefully you can make those positive results, or excuse me, I should say profitable results for your business, and then put yourself in a position where you can analyze all of your efforts after it's all said and done or after the dust settles. So at this point, I would like to address a few questions that have come in during the webinar. So I'm going to take a quick look at the questions panel and see what we have here. If you haven't asked any questions, feel free to plug a few in there. Okay, and I see one right out of the gate here. What social network do you suggest we use the most? Well, I gave you those numbers, and it's hard to argue against utilizing Facebook. It's actually pretty easy to use and promote. So I would say from a customer success and probably going to see the most results from Facebook. So if you only have so much capacity to devote to social networking, then I recommend focusing on the Facebook marketplace, or excuse me, the Facebook social network. You can also look at finding some technology platforms maybe that will allow you to maybe create one post and post to multiple social networks at the same time. I'm drawing a blank on what the name of that technology is, but ping me afterwards and I can see if I can point you in the right direction. The next question, do you have any recommendations for product video software? So I mentioned iMovie. iMovie is a free and easy to use platform if you're on a Mac or if you use an iPhone or an iPad. So really the quality of video that comes out of some of the mobile technology nowadays is actually pretty good, and it's good enough for online sites as well. Now, if you're looking to create professional videos and animations and fade-ins and fade-out, you may want to look at something a little more complex. Obviously, you have some Photoshop technology there, or Adobe technology. I use a platform for the Nexternal videos called ScreenFlow. And ScreenFlow is a very, very inexpensive video technology. It also does some on-screen recording, so it makes it very friendly for demonstration videos and whatnot. So ScreenFlow is a very, very cheap way to go, and you can get a lot of tools for the price. Oh, let's see here. I have another question. So I got a question here about Google Analytics from Stephanie, and thank you for the question, Stephanie. Do you offer any Google Analytics support as far as setup? The setup for Google Analytics is actually pretty easy. It's typically just a snippet of code that you add to your website pages, and normally your website designer can assist you with that. Again, it's very, very easy to set up. From an external perspective, it's even easier. All you do is you take your Google Analytics account number, you enter it into the Nexternal system, and it just works. So if you have some trouble with your web designer, you don't have a web designer on staff or that you have access to, let us know. Maybe we can point you in the direction of someone who can help you get that set up for your subsequent pages. Yeah, so we can definitely assist you, or at least point you in the right direction. The next question I see here is, what are the most successful shipping promotions you've seen work for your clients? Well, the easy answer to that is free shipping. But there's what works for the shopper and what works for the client or the merchant are two different answers. And kind of going back to what I alluded to, is you need to find what's going to remain profitable for you. So again, find those thresholds before you just offer free shipping. Make sure you're getting something out of it if that's really going to hinder your profits. You're in this to make money. Of course, you need those sales. You need to entice people to purchase, but you don't want to shoot yourself in the foot doing that. So the most successful promotion I've seen is free shipping, but you kind of want to do what also works well for you. And around that, don't just promote shipping. Don't promote free shipping. You can promote yourself and your shipping policies. Talk about how fast you fulfill. 2-day shipping or same-day fulfillment every day. People want to know that. That encourages people to buy. I love seeing a banner advertisement that says we ship typically the same day. Compare that to someone who says we have a 3 to 5 day turnaround before that thing is out of the door. I'm not going to purchase from that person who takes 3 to 5 days to fulfill my product, especially during the holiday season. I'm not that patient, we'll say. So I definitely recommend promoting the shipping policies as well as any promotions that you have. Okay, I don't see any other questions in there, so I'd like to thank you all for attending today's webinar. If you have any questions at all, please do not hesitate to contact me directly, or I imagine you're working with an account manager. If you are an existing Nexternal client, feel free to reach out to them directly. Now put this webinar away, go out and make the most out of this holiday season. Happy selling, everyone.